Are you in Germany or in the States?
Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline, and my today's guest is Candace Combs, and I'm so happy that you are here. Hello and welcome. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. And thanks for having me. This
Hmm.
is really fun. I love doing podcasts. So thank you.
Oh, yes, I'm new to this. I started in December, and let's see, I would like to introduce you to the audience, of course. And you owned a spa in San Francisco.
I
You wrote
do.
for over 20 years. You are a
Yes.
small business advocate, a TMJ specialist, and sobriety is your passion. And I want to know more about you, what your passions are, and what are you doing in your daily life.
I mean, so much. I have lots of passions, but I do own a spa. I've owned a spa for over 20 years in San Francisco. And it's been great. It's been challenging because San Francisco is not a small business friendly city. Uh I'm also president of our business association because of that reason. Um, I've advocated for the massage community change legislation in San Francisco. So, if you know the Enneagram, I'm an Enneagram 8. So therefore, I'm constantly uh you know, taking on new things and also, going for justice at all moments in time. So yeah, I'm a TMJ specialist. I was trained by a structural integration specialist, a ROLFer. There's many different names for structural work. Ida Rolf, actually from Germany, started Rolfing, but there's many different names for it. So I call myself a structural body worker, um, and I do TMJ specifically. That's all I do now. Um, and that came out of the pandemic. In 2020, I think everybody realized that they were unhappy in some sort of way, either with their job, with their relationship, all of the above. So there, all of a sudden, people were grinding, and so what I did was help them get out of that. At first, when I couldn't touch them, it was a constant talk, like almost coaching, going, okay, here's the things you can do because you can't have my hands on you. And then when I could go back to doing body work, I I have a 15-minute session, a 30-minute session, an hour session. And yeah, that's what I do. I do body work 4 days a week. I do TMJ, specifically body work 4 days a week. And at the same time, I'm a sober coach, because I have so much time on my hands. I also have 10 employees. Um, so I have a very full life. I'm also the president of the business association. And so it all gets a little crazy after a while, but I love it. And I before all of this, I was an engineer, and so technology I also love. And I sort of think of computers and the body on that same plane. Um, so because of technology, it allows me to do all of these things at it really at an easy pace. Like I do live on my computer and my phone, which is, not always great. I have to remind myself, take the dog to the beach, get out, get away from technology. But yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. So
Wow, I love what you shared, and I can relate to this totally. I also love doing several things at the same time, not multitasking. We know that it's not working. We have to focus on one thing at a time, but you can have 150 projects, then yeah, it's possible. We know this, and I love what you shared. So my first question is, what inspires you every day?
helping people, I would say. I'm a born entrepreneur. I mean, I think anyone that is driven to just work for themselves and driven, just driven, period, is a passionate person. For me, helping people either, and it could be helping people in the TMJ work that I do, which, yes, I very much help people there. It could be helping people in my sobriety work, in my small business work. I just love helping people. So I want people uh to feel better, get better, live their best life, because I feel like I'm living my best life, and that's what I inspire to do. I mean, not every day I can live my best life, but that's what every day, that's what I'm driven to do. So, yeah, that's what I would say, helping people.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Thank you so much for sharing. And who inspires you?
So many people. I mean, it can be, celebrities. Like, I think someone like Oprah absolutely inspires me. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I really love the You Can Do Hard Things podcast. So Glennon Doyle and that whole crew, uh, they inspire me. Could be authors of books. I'm forgetting his name. I think it's Dick Schwartz, who wrote Internal Family Systems, Parts Work. He inspires me, the work he's done. But there's entrepreneurs that also really have inspired me, who have done good things. I'm more inspired by people who have done good things than people who just made $1 billion. Like, I feel like Oprah is one of those people that not only is she a Black female who has, made $1 billion and done really, really well, but she's also helped and inspired so many people along the way. I mean, that is really what she wants to do, is inspire people, is to help them sort of live their best life. And I feel like, Ben and Jerry, who created Ben and Jerry's ice cream, like, they are all about the environment and giving back to great causes. I love stuff like that. Like, you're never going to hear me say, "Oh, Elon Musk," because I just no, it's not going to be something I'm ever going to say, because I think if you're not helping this planet or helping people, animals, animals are one of my big things. Like, in my spa, I get asked to donate a lot, and things that I donate to are kids, because I believe, putting money towards children is the way to help our future. So children, any rescues at all, animal rescues. Um, yeah, I mean, those are my two big uh things that I work towards, and then helping other entrepreneurs. So yeah, so if you're doing good work, uh i'm I- I'm going to be inspired by you. Like Muttville, my friend Sherry Franklin, who I've known for a very long time, she started Muttville, which is a senior dog rescue. And if you haven't seen it or checked it out, check it out. You should check it out. That's what I'm trying to say. It's amazing. Like, she's all about senior dogs, and I've known her for over 20 years. I remember when it was running out of our house, and she inspires me because she's doing the good work. So anybody doing the good work is really, I'm going to be inspired by. I feel like we live in a society that values these white male billionaires who are not doing anything but polluting our earth. And we want bigger cars and bigger things, and I'm just not like that. I love my house. Like, it is a 3 bedroom, 1 bath family home with this great backyard in San Francisco, and I'm grateful every day of my life that I own a home in San Francisco. And it's nothing palatial. I don't need palatial. I my cars are normal cars. Like, could I afford whatever kind of car? Sure. But I don't value any of that. I value a small 4-cylinder hybrid SUV. There's a kitty cat back there. Oh my God. I'm sorry. That's so cute.
The black one. I have two, by the way.
I I love it. Anyway, yeah, those are things I'm inspired by: helping the planet, helping people, helping kids, helping cats. I mean,
Yeah,
cat videos are my life. So there you go.
yeah. I picked them up from the animal shelter last October, and they were 3 months old. But it was also an intuition too, because they, intuition, and within 1 week it was all done. They were at my home, and it's amazing. Yes, it's really
I love
amazing.
it.
So,
Yeah.
and I never done this before. So I was inspired by something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I have 2 rescue cats and a rescue dog. And yeah, that is what I believe in. Adopt, don't shop. That's a big one for me. So,
Wow. Yeah,
yeah.
thank you so much for sharing who inspires you. I totally relate to this, what you said. People who have an impact or who help others, that's so true. And so it's not so much about the material things or what you accumulate. You can have little things. In the previous podcast episode, I had a digital nomad, and he said, I think he said he has no home because he's traveling the world. It's like homeless on purpose, I think. And this was very inspiring to me. And you are telling me something like the same, a little bit, to not be happy with the small things, which are not small, because small is the label of our society. They don't see it, so it has to be bigger and bigger to catch their attention, I would say.
Right.
Otherwise we are not satisfied. So let's proceed in the interview. I have the next question: how do you inspire other people?
I mean, hopefully by doing things like this, like talking about what I just talked about, like being on podcasts. And I talk about this a lot on podcasts. Like I was on a podcast, excuse me, I'm still getting over this like chest cold thing. I was on this podcast about a month ago. Um, and the gentleman was talking about uh he was just talking about during the pandemic businesses that pivoted, and he's a very nice gentleman, and he chose Uber that pivoted during, which I got. I mean, I understood what he was saying. He was trying to make a reference to pivoting is good, and I got that. But I had to stop and go, okay, let's stop choosing big businesses. Let's not do that. Like, let's look at the small person who made it through that pandemic, who actually I pivoted 1,000 times, but you're not going to look at me and see the pivot, right?
Mhm.
You're gonna look at Uber. Oh, they made $1 billion. Well, guess what? Uber had more VC money. Like, let's take away this idea that the small person isn't good enough. But
Mhm.
all this VC money, which is venture capital money, if people don't know, I live in the Bay Area, so hello, I live with venture capital people around me.
Mhm.
Um, Uber, to me, Uber wasn't a good example. And I told him that. I was very vocal about it. At 53, I definitely am extremely vocal about things I believe in. And, I think Uber built its entire business off the backs of
Mhm.
the average person without giving them any piece of that pie. So to me, that's a terrible example because I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I don't like them. But things I will, pull up are small businesses who made it through that hellacious time. I mean, I was down for almost 2 years.
Mhm.
So, the way I want to inspire people is to say, listen, you don't have to be these ginormous companies because they lose their soul. If you talk to I every day in my life, I sit with people who started out, it started small. We're talking about tech. Started a small business. Like Lyft used to be right behind the spa. So I worked with all those people. They'd come in and they'd say, "Oh, it's so much more fun when it was 15 of us. So much more fun when it was 20. Now we're up to 150. I don't really like it. Now we're up to 1,000. I don't really like it." And it loses its soul, right? So what I say is, hey, you know what? Let's stay fun. Like, why does everything have to be ginormous and big, and we have to give everything and make this crazy move? Like, I look at Oprah, and Oprah literally did what she is good at. She talks about it. She says, I think she wanted to be a preacher or something. Like, she just wanted a teacher. That's what it was. She wanted to be a teacher. And that's what she did. She just had a bigger stage to do it on. Now, those are the women that I'm like, yes, absolutely. So, yeah, that's what I hope to inspire small businesses. I hope to inspire entrepreneurs, female especially. Um, yeah, and to just live your best life, and you don't have to become a multimillionaire or a billionaire. And if you do it consciously.
Mhm.
Give back. My God, like there's enough taken from us in this world. Like, give back. So, yeah.
Yeah, I see it also that way. And what I witness is some people are giving freely from their heart and others don't. So
No.
yeah, it is like as it is. And my next question is, what was my next question? Let me see. What are your gifts and talents?
Oh, I mean, one of my gifts is what I'm doing right now. Like speaking my speaking my mind is one of my gifts. I am a pile driver. I don't take no for an answer, which is, sometimes a gift and a slight curse. I will fight for you if you come to me, especially a small business entrepreneur, female, LGBTQIA plus, like any community uh that is, doesn't have as much as another community. I'm gonna be out there fighting for you. So that's a gift. I'm extremely tenacious. um I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going. uh I have to remind myself to not drive something that is dead.
Mhm.
So again, gifts and curse. But with the spa, like I've had so many ups and downs. I've changed legislation in San Francisco because my gift is knowing what is right. And
Mhm.
what was not right was the way legislation for massage was written. It was not right. And I changed it. It took me it took me from 2016 to 2023 to get that legislation passed, but
Mhm.
I didn't give up. And I'd go in and out of it. Sometimes I'd be all into it because what I'd have to do. Sometimes I wouldn't hear anything for 3 to 4 months, and then we'd start over again. But I never gave up because I believed in it. So yeah, I mean those are my gifts, and also my real gift is uh, body work, my TMJ work, helping people get out of pain. Um, Working within a community because I can do my work, but I really do think everything has a village. It takes a village to really. There's not one person who can get you there. I can give you pieces of that puzzle, and then other people will hand you the other pieces. It definitely takes a village. So
Wow, I love what you just shared about your persistence and also not taking no for an answer. I see myself in that. Yes, sure. I'm working on the same. When you said it's not, did you say it's not always easy? But you don't
yes.
take no for an answer and you go for it. So you never give up. And the definition of, this is the definition of failure is to never give up, or failure is a false estimation of time when you go after your goals. And that would be my next question. Do you set goals for yourself or intentions? And what is one of the project's goals for 2024?
That's a good question. I like that question. I used to really be into this. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, right?
Mhm.
And I'm not into that anymore. You didn't ask that question, so that's. But I'm just putting that out there, giving the framework. Um, I try to make goals, absolutely, but what I realize is so much in the world can change like that. So where my goals are going, I have to really make sure that I don't drive them there. And this is something I would share with the audience, right?
Mhm.
Like you have to make sure that you leave room for the magic. So one of my goals, is um to help people get sober this year. However that happens. God only knows how it's going to happen. I have a Instagram account that's doing very well. I enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy it. It's the only reason I do it. I just enjoy it. It's at Sober Reset. I have a 5-week sober reset plan that people can buy, and I give a 30-minute coaching session with that to help them get on the way. That is a big goal of mine. Like let's really stop
Yeah.
killing ourselves with these toxins. Um, and we get clear and we're able to see the world clear. Like I hear every day, bitch, I don't know if I can curse, but
Yeah.
okay. I hear every day, bitch, 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 bitch about, Trump and all this other stuff. But that's not helping anything. That's
Mhm.
great. You think that way. And when you're drinking, it just like you just become more and more negative. I see it in my friends. And what I believe is in order to move that needle, you got to get clear and sober and really sit with yourself and what do you want to do. So that's a goal of mine. Letting more people know about my TMJ service, um, because people desperately need it. My body workers at the spa, like I do my TMJ work and then I pass everybody on to my body workers because
Mhm.
I have some of the best body workers in the city. My school is San Francisco School of Massage. I'm on the board of that school. It's one of the best schools in the city. Might be one of the only ones left, actually, but it's been around for almost 30 years. Um, so my goal is to get people into my spa. Let's get you out of pain with your TMJ. Let's get you getting regular body work. Because what happens is when my TMJ and sober work go hand in hand, when I get you in my room and I start getting you out of pain, and your jaw is that last place you're sort of holding everything. Therapy usually comes right after, right? Because you start feeling, because pain is just those emotions you've just been shoving down. So you start feeling all of those emotions you've been shoving down, and you start to live a better life because you're actually looking at them and not running from them, right? So that's one of my major goals. That's what I aspire to do for people. But
Oh,
again,
yeah.
I try to wait for the magic to happen. So however it's going to work, I can just put it out into the universe and that's all I have.
I love what you said, and I have one question about it. You said that about the talking, bad talking or something, and then when you drink something, then it gets worse. Or then would you say it is an amplifier?
Yes, amplify negative emotions, absolutely. Absolutely, because all alcohol is a negative. So if you see people, you see them. I mean, I see them all the time. You go to the bar because I'll go and meet my friends at the bar. I don't drink. I get a soda water. Oh my god! And then the more they have to drink, the more they start talking about politics, and then it just goes on and on. It's nothing's getting solved. You're just putting out a whole lot of negativity, just like that other guy is. So I hate to even mention his name. Um, so the way to really solve things is to get clear and to first solve you and then start solving the world's problems. Because if you're not, I mean, that we see this, Enneagram 8 gone wrong. Trump. I mean, I hate to, that's what he is. He never solved his own problems. Therefore, now we got to live with his bad childhood.
Yeah, I see the cat in the background. Thank you so much for sharing. And I have another question. Let me see. You it is like I had a thought just like when you were talking about that. Maybe when you drink or when someone drinks, it's on the one side it's an excuse, and on the other side is giving yourself the permission or the allowance to talk badly.
Yes.
Then you have an excuse like I don't have to behave because so I drink something and then I can let go of, and the other ones will
Inhibitions. Yeah.
notice because they drank as well, you know.
Yeah.
And tomorrow it's for you've forgotten about.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, you're absolutely right. What you're saying is you get rid of your inhibitions, right? Because you're
Yeah.
inebriated, therefore, excuse me. Therefore, you feel, oh, I can say all the things, and then the next day you wake up and go, oh, why did I say all the things?
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And here, I
Mhm.
sit with you. I'm clear. I'm
Mhm.
clear headed. I've done my work on myself. I'm telling things that I want to tell, things that I believe in. If I was inebriated, I'd say all kind of crazy stuff. And then people would be like, what is wrong with her? So you want to be, that's what I really do believe. You want to be clear headed. And that's the way. And you want to help you. And that
Yeah.
is the only way you can help anyone else.
Wow, I love what you shared. Thank you so much for clarifying because I understand it more now.
Yeah.
after you told us about that. And of course, I have the last question for you. It's when people reach out to you after listening to this episode. Do
Mhm.
you have special offers or services for the Inspired Podcast community?
Aw. Yeah, I mean, if you're in San Francisco, your first time coming to the spa is insymmetryspa.com. So in symmetry, you'll put it on your, I'm assuming you're going to put it in the notes. Um, 10% off for first time clients. We have a membership program that's great. You join the membership, it's $150 per month. It goes towards your first service. Everything thereafter is 15% off. Bring a friend, they get 15% off. So all products and services 15% off after the first service. So that's my way of giving back to the community. Go, okay, let's keep this healing going. My TMJ services are on the website. Everything's on the website. My sober reset, like I said, at sober reset. My coaching services are on CandaceCombs.com. Yeah, so those are the two ways you can find me, and they all come together. It's all about healing and making this world a better place. So yeah.
I absolutely love this. Please reach out to Candace. She's amazing. And yeah, thank you so much for our inspiring interview. I have to re-listen to it again because there were so many nuggets in it. Thank you.
Oh, I love this. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. And this is a great podcast. So thank you.
Thank you and see you in the next episode.